Okay. Hello, hello, and welcome to the Bearing It All podcast. I am your host, Kate Ginsberg. Today, I am honored to introduce y'all to my dearest friend, Heather Snaman. We have been friends for almost 14 years, 13 and a half if you start counting when we finally learned each other's names. After 6 full months of awkwardness, seeing each other every month, but both being too embarrassed to ask. From teaching me how to wear my baby so I could work with him along to offering to help grow Queen of To Do to what it is today. Heather is incredible, generous, and always a fucking professional. Heather, welcome to our show. Thank you so much for being here. I know and love you, but I'm so excited to introduce you to our guests.
Thank you, Kate. That was a really amazing introduction. It was very sweet. And I'm totally comfortable being here today.
Fake it till you make it, baby. We can do All right. If you would just give us a quick rundown of who you are, what you do, and where you are currently in your entrepreneurial journey.
Awesome. So, hi. I joined Queen of To Do about 4 years ago, almost 4 years ago, after spending a lot of time building my resume in the nonprofit world. And I love it here. So it's been quite a journey over the years. My responsibilities have changed a lot as our business needs have changed. But I am COO, and right now I spend a lot of time doing tech and marketing, which are kind of my two favorite areas of focus, and the website. So yeah, that's kind of where I am. I've really enjoyed being a part of Queen of To Do's growth over the years.
You promised me slow, steady growth.
I
We started
lied.
all the time guys. It's okay. Wonderful ride and like so bonkers. But yes, you did just straight up lie to me in the very beginning.
It's like we're gonna start this business relationship off on a rocky foundation.
Not sandy though. I feel like Rocky is fine. Rocky is stable.
Yeah,
It is
yeah.
sturdy.
Oh, so maybe a little quicksand like
We've known that.
foundation.
It's fine. We got this. Okay, so I have 10 cards here, each with a different question. So I need you to pick a number, 1 through 10.
Um, let's do number three.
I think that's what Michael picked.
Oh, really?
That's okay. I shuffle them each time.
Okay, good.
They're never the same. All right. So your question. Oh, this is a good one. What's one
Okay.
piece of advice you often hear given to entrepreneurs that you completely disagree with?
Um, okay, let me think that through. Um, I guess it's something that we have really focused on a lot from the start, and sometimes we're better at it than others. People talk about needing to just grind and grind and grind and put your head down and just get it all done, do it yourself. You're the owner, or you're the first employee, so you need to just figure it
Hustle it
out.
out.
Right, yeah, just hard work. And I think while there are times that we are certainly working hard. And especially you are often pulling a lot more hours than I am, but like recognizing the importance of stepping back for a minute and resting and delegating, as we're so very fond of here at Queen of To Do, really allows you to come back with fresh eyes and get shit done that you otherwise wouldn't really be able to. And that's a lesson that you have forced me to learn a couple times over the years. Is, yeah, being able to take a moment for yourself and not force when you have a lot of other things going on in your life. Um, this is going terribly. I'm so bad at this.
No, you're doing phenomenal. And you answered this how I really would answer it myself, where like that so much of like the 2000s and 2010s was that hustle and grind culture where you have to work yourself to burnout, and anything that you love should be monetized. If you've got
Oh my God.
hobbies, you should be selling them. And just no, like sometimes we just need to do things for the joy of doing them. And also, you and I have talked about this a lot over the years. You can decide when to rest, or your body will tell you when you're going to
Yes.
rest. And you and I both, just within the last year, have done a fine job occasionally of working ourselves to the point of illness. You with, it's okay if I say this, pneumonia and COVID over the summer, and me with a bout of shingles at the end of the summer. Both things that like you really do have to rest.
Yeah.
And if you try to keep pushing through, it's just making the whole thing so much worse. So I honestly am really pumped about the way you started
Oh.
answering this, and it allowed us to also crack the door open to something that we are both fierce advocates for, which is delegation as self-care.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
really, like you and I both very capable women, very like competent women. We can do anything. However, we both have been on that slippery slope to I have to do everything.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
despite the fact that we tell so many of our clients, delegation is self-care and like
Mm.
you deserve to have help, that is much easier said than done. And
It's a skill that needs to be really carefully like honed and learned. And, I'm like, I've gotten a lot better at delegating, especially to our team, as we've grown it and as I've grown confidence in their abilities. But even still, it feels like I'm always pushing myself just a little bit outside of my comfort zone whenever I give them a new task. And I know they're amazing and competent, and I love our team, but do, there's so much like ownership, and I think both of us really recognize that Queen of To Do is like a big part of our, I don't know, core beliefs and our, our own value to some extent, which I don't love in, capitalist society, but but we work really hard for it. And I want everything to be representing us as perfectly as we can and as exactly in my vision as we can. So like being in marketing and saying, you do this, you do this, you do this, and being willing to step away and be like, you know what? It's it's good. It's not exactly what I would have done, but it's good and I can handle that.
good enough is good enough, and done is better than perfect. And
Yep. Yeah. You tell me that a
we
lot.
all the
For
time,
good reason.
all the time. I mean,
Yeah.
it's the thing is you can tweak things forever,
I
or
will.
same,
Yeah.
same. Or especially when it's something you're putting out there into the world. And this kind of goes back to the monetizing hobbies as well. Like if I'm just doing something for the joy of it, it does not matter if it is perfect. But if I am doing it the identical thing for somebody else or to sell, then it
It
needs to be
ratchets up that.
perfect. And
Yeah.
yes, which of course then sends me on a really fun ADHD anxiety spiral. While those are my favorite, and
I don't know what
that's
that's like at all.
no, you never go down a rabbit hole of disaster ever, never.
Ever.
There's always more to learn and improve and do better. But I agree that being able to kind of step back and let somebody else do things, it might not be our perfect, but it is certainly good enough,
Yeah.
and sometimes better. Like I am astounded by the amount of times that I hand something off to the team and I'm like, I just need this done.
Right.
And
Off your plate.
this is kind of my outline, the points I want to hit. Go. do the thing.
Yeah.
They do an incredible job. Like, undoubtedly, they are better at some things than I am. And
That's
being able to step back and say, yes, this is yours now. And like,
I think that's
it's
really
great.
been a big part of our success too, is like we're both pretty confident in our own, areas of expertise, and willing to admit when we don't know what we don't know, and not. I think there are a lot of entrepreneurs who feel threatened by hiring people who are better than them at things. They think that they should be the best at everything, and we're like, no, 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 we're not. And having people who are so capable and brilliant in their own areas of expertise, and just like trust falling into their talents, and letting them get it done is powerful.
There's,
And
I, so I think like a little mini shout out for our team here. I think the other thing is like watching people on our team or clients go from doing a great job but not being confident in those abilities and second
mm,
guessing and feeling like there's always something they could do better, and watching them really grow into their confidence.
yeah,
And and I think we both do a lot of coaching in a way, both with clients and employees, where we're
and
like,
each
no,
other.
you got this. You're doing a great job. Like, this is
Yeah.
amazing. Um, there's power in that. And watching as they kind of build that confidence is
Hmm.
incredible. And
It's
like, that's one thing that I love hearing from our team is you're so supportive. As like we know that our team's going to make mistakes. We're humans. You and I fuck it up every day in new and interesting ways that we never knew existed. But here we are.
just trying not
You-
to drop the same ball more than once.
Well, and learning along the way of,
Yeah.
okay, well, that was a significant misstep. We shouldn't do things like that again. But
Yeah.
like sticking it out and seeing it through and modeling that for our team, for our kids, for our clients, that like we don't
It's
always
big.
get the expected end result, but we learn a little each time and improve and move forward and don't give up, you know?
I
Uh,
think part of the confidence thing, that makes me really excited too, is that we've kind of found that stay-at-home moms are such a great niche for us to hire from, because stay-at-home moms know how to get shit done. They know how to run a household, and but sometimes if they've been out of the job market for a decade, it can be a little bit uncomfortable, and hard to return to the job world, and being able to have people take those very real skills that they have been developing at home, or just, I mean, at home is a misnomer, but running a family, managing a family in a home, and yeah, allow them to put those into their professional, career, is like, that feels good.
it's
And having people recognize that, oh, I learned a lot, and this is useful and good, and is getting me somewhere, is,
yeah.
is yeah,
It's
great
we've
fun.
we've definitely built a unique modeling company together over the years.
Yeah.
It has been a wild ride. And it boggles my mind. My flappers are gasted. It's been a little over 3.5 years since you
Okay.
came on board.
Yes,
And
May of 21, right?
yep. So, a little backstory for our listeners. I've been in business with Queen of To Do. I launched it when I was 26 back in 2011 with an 8-week-old baby in a carrier on my back. And that is just how we worked for the first several years. COVID hit. My second husband is immune compromised. He had done, I think at that point was after his first round of clinical trial for his lymphoma. And May of 2021, clients were starting to come back. Vaccines were out. It was a little safer for me to be going into homes. And all of the original clients that I worked with, I think I had 8 at that point, just me. It's far too many for one human, but it's
Yeah.
fine. Past Kate, she's a time. Questionable life choices all the way down.
Grind, grind, grind.
Oh, grind, all the things. Husband with cancer, in and out of the hospital. So I was lamenting to a group chat that Heather and I are both in that I didn't know how I was going to do this. And she private messaged me and said, what's holding you back? I went, girl, you've seen my life. What
Look around.
The world is on fire. Husband has cancer. Like, oh my
Still
God,
is.
what's holding me back besides, I don't know, everything.
Every single
And
thing.
everything. But really, it came down to time. I didn't have to, this is what clients have been telling me, entrepreneurial clients have been telling me the entire time I've worked for them. I don't have time. I don't have time to hire and train and, put out a job listing and interview and all of the things that go into running a business, growing a business. And what you said next stopped me dead in my tracks. What if I help you? And I lovingly told you I could afford to pay you $0. And your response was, we'll figure it out. And
Yeah.
that was such a pivotal moment in my entrepreneurial journey.
Mine too.
Because I didn't know where, I didn't even know where to start.
Yeah.
And you stepping in and saying, what if I help you, really was the beginning of my professional delegation journey, where we kind of figured out, how do we divide what we're best at? How do we want to grow this, and we were very particular about how we chose to set up our company with staff and, and then learning the hard way, pricing and
Yep.
learning how to read a cash flow and all of these things that didn't matter when it was just me. We've done it together, and we've had hard points and bonkers situations come up, but we've
Absolutely.
managed to make it through. And I think part of that is that our business and our values are so aligned, and we stick to them.
And we talk about them a lot, and
All the
really, yeah.
and have a conversation around what aligns with us, what really is going to get us from point A to point B that still feels good and isn't capitalist bullshit.
Yeah.
We're not always putting we're not running our team into the ground to
Or
line
looking
our
for the
pockets.
cheap win and, short-term win.
Right. It's all about keeping our eye on, how do we want to keep doing this in a way that builds our team, builds up our clients, really is supportive of all people involved, not self-serving, we're going to be millionaires by the end of the year, us too, while our team is on food stamps and assistance, how do we do this in a way that really builds everybody up instead of just us?
Right? I'm sorry. I'm doing this at home, as you know.
I understand.
Okay, I'll come help you in just a few minutes, all right? Would you like to be on the
Oh,
podcast?
sweet babies.
Here.
Hi, baby. All right.
Real life
Content.
with
It is, again, worked with a baby on my back for the better part of 5 of the last 4 years. I get it. And we actually were just on a Zoom call with some others that we're working with, and my kiddo did exactly the same thing.
Yes.
So
This is
on
what
that
business
note,
looks like now.
it is what business looks like now, and I am here for it.
Same.
On that note, we are about at the end of our time. Heather, thank you so much for joining me today on Bearing It
Thank you.
All. Be sure to join us for future conversations and keep building those authentic, genuine connections with people that support you in being your true and full self in your business, your relationships, and your life.
You say bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Kate.
Bye. We'll see you
Talk to you.